It's your boy Indian Gooner in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, today's video is really special because we are gonna talk about Arsenal's next game this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal versus Watford FC, and we are going to the Vicarage Road. It's an away game for Arsenal. As I had mentioned, that this is a season where we don't where we don't play a lot of home games, and then we go individually to play away games. It is like one away game, after that a home game. I love it because I think that's the problem. I think that happened because we had a lot of away games left in the second half of the last year's season, wherein we suffered a lot. But these kind of games really are important because when you see the manager gets criticized every other game if we don't perform away really well compared to last season. So I think obviously there is the manager would be worried about his performance every game. So I think yes, going forwards, I think definitely we will definitely benefit it, at least in terms of the mentality. We will try to perform each and every game. But moving on, there is something new, to the new fresh of air, new breath of air in this Arsenal versus Watford game. Why? Because Kike Flores Sanchez has been appointed again as the Watford manager. Javi Gracia, who I believe that was linked with a very big club to be managed next. But Javi Gracia, with his poor runs in the first 4 games, could only amass 1 point for Watford, is actually 20th, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why I think Kike Flores Sanchez has been given a 2-year contract, and he does not have a break clause, ladies and gentlemen, for 2 years. So probably it's a very good project that he's been coming to. Remember last time that he came to Watford, he was a manager for 11 months, started really strong, and May 2016 he was sacked after just 11 months. Well, guided Watford to 13th place, their highest in the last 29 years. And an FA Cup semi-final position. Failed to get any real consistency in the second half of the season in that year, and his previously trustworthy strikers began to misfire, and the biggest reason why he could not flourish is because of his tactical limitations. Followed by this, I think he went to Espanyol, and probably he went then to China. Same thing, same reason. He starts really well. That's the key. He starts really well. He started. He did not have a very good season in China, but he started really well for Espanyol, and started really well for Watford in his previous term. So I think obviously Arsenal are worried about it. But let us talk about the certain Arsenal news that's coming your way. We saw a video in Arsenal media yesterday in the YouTube channel that they've put up. Kieran Tierney and Hector Bellerin are almost back to the full training. Rob Holding is back to full training, and really I think that defense is really shaping up to be a real solid one when the fullbacks return. And I think it reduces the burden on the current fullbacks. Also, not only that, Granit Xhaka obviously got injured in his international duty, is deemed fit for this contest. Also, Lucas Torreira, who had a muscular discomfort of that Uruguay game, also is fit for this game. Also, some really exciting things. The referee for this game is Anthony Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, the one who was the official for Arsenal versus Liverpool game this season. Also, some really important things to watch out for. Danny Welbeck, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Welbeck versus Arsenal. Is it going to happen or not? And not only that, well, we also saw Rennes winger Ismail Yassar tormenting Nacho Monreal in the Europa League contest when we went away. Ismail Yassar versus Sead Kolasinac. I think it's going to be a very good contest. But let us actually talk about how exactly Arsenal are going to line up. What is Arsenal's strength going to Watford? I think the new look midfield is really looking fresh to me. Most importantly, Joe Willock signed a new contract. Those are the very big ups that I can see. The future is really bright. But going on to this game, I think against Watford, I am looking at Nicolas Pepe and Aubameyang starting. I'm not looking at a Lacazette start. So it's going to be something really good. I think it's going to be a makeshift kind of a thing. This is what I believe in. Probably I may be wrong with it. Totally, it can happen. But I believe it could be a very different. I think it could be a back three. Obviously 4-3-3, we all know what can happen. The back four, David Luiz, Socrates, and most importantly the two fullbacks, Sead and Ainsley Maitland-Niles on each of the respective sides. The three midfielders centrally, I would like Ceballos. On the left hand side, I would like to see Guendouzi. Right hand side, I'd love to see Torreira and or probably Willock. I would not want Torreira to start, but definitely I'd want him to come in the second half. But Willock to start, and on either side I'd see Nelson, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Well, obviously 4-3-3 is the way to go, but I believe if Unai Emery changes, we could see certain changes in this lineup. We could see a back three where we see Chambers, Papa, and David Luiz on the back three, the two wing backs. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously, I think we have Sead Kolasinac and definitely the one biggest tormenting Ainsley Maitland-Niles. In the midfield, I'd see Guendouzi and Torreira defensively, and ahead of them is Ceballos. Yes, the box-to-box midfield. I believe Ceballos can add a really good value in that position. And then I think front three, I'd see Nelson, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Pepe on the other side. Aubameyang starting centrally, and Lacazette being a good substitute on the bench. The only reason why I don't want Lacazette to start this game, although I believe that Aubameyang and Lacazette should be the pairings up front, the two strikers, but I don't believe that should be there. The only reason why I'm doing that because I want to include Reece Nelson and Pepe in the starting 11. Why? Because I think against Watford, I think that their defense, we can definitely go there and definitely smash them in the first half, and second half we could definitely try to add up. But I believe attackingly we have been strong in the first half in every game that we, except for the fact that Liverpool game. Other than that, I think offensively we have been really strong. Even going against Tottenham for the first 9 minutes, we were tormenting them. So I think the left hand side will definitely try to be more combative in terms of Arsenal is concerned. So I am seeing the front three. That's not the case, but this also can be limited to a lone striker kind of a situation that we saw in the first game that Arsenal played. You know, the lone goal from Aubameyang. That also could be the case. So I'm looking at a tactical changes. You know, 3 different types of formations that could be applied. But offensively, if we go 4-3-3, it looks really complex. But it really, I don't see a Xhaka start. No, centrally I see a Dani Ceballos start, who is literally ahead of the other two central defensive midfielders. I would like to see Ceballos to keep a more possession type of football. But if I see a 4-3-3 formation, I look at Willock starting or in place of Torreira. Not Torreira in a 4-3-3 situation. I don't see Torreira starting, but Willock working hard on that midfield. Well, this was a formation. Talking about Watford, I believe Troy Deeney is definitely trying to talk about the cojones kind of a thing, but probably he's silent because the way Watford have started, it is really looking like they may be the first team to be relegated, or probably. When you see the first few games, you realize that there are certain teams that could be towards the relegation zone in the season, and that's the reason why Watford hierarchy pulled that plug off Javi Gracia, and that's the reason why he's not managing. So we know where exactly Watford is lacking. So I have to see, this is going to be a very, very close contest, but I believe Arsenal can make it. Kike is definitely coming back, but obviously I don't think so. I don't see him winning this game because too much of firepower from Arsenal, I believe. And I think I'm smelling a Nicolas Pepe first goal. I don't know, I just am. Or another assist, but it will be a goal involvement of Nicolas Pepe. So I believe an Arsenal win 2-0. I believe it could be a good 2-0 victory, and obviously the one who bosses the midfield will win. And I'll definitely tell you that I hope Joe Willock should start and give us that insane statistics of great performance. I believe he could be the man of the match in that midfield coming this game. So this was all the news that I had. This was my views about Arsenal versus Watford. 2-0 victory for Arsenal. That is what I believe in. I believe Arsenal can keep a clean sheet on this one because of... Obviously, I think the problem is that the midfield of the Watford has not fired this season. They can fire, surely, but according to me, I believe they won't in this game as well. So, this was the news about Arsenal versus Watford. I'll see you in my next video. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Roast of the Week, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Neville is coming up your way today in the evening's video. So, stay tuned. Get that seatbelt tightened, so fasten that seatbelt, so to make sure that you guys definitely have some sort of popcorn along with you, so that you get all the entertainment coming through this channel. If you still haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, be a part of this community, and comment and let me know what you feel about my content. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.